Hear me now, my child. I have watched the quiet battles you have fought, the long seasons where you felt unseen, unheard. You have walked through moments of profound confusion, carrying the weight of expectations that were never yours to bear, dimming your own true light for the sake of others. But know this, the time for hidden preparation is giving way. What you perceived as delay, even as rejection, was my protective hand at work, carefully orchestrating a shift. This very moment is appointed for a profound unveiling. You are about to understand why certain doors closed, why some paths narrowed, and why the silence often felt so loud. What I will now reveal to you will strip away every counterfeit identity you have worn, every false narrative that kept you from knowing your own worth. You will begin to see with a clarity that has been held for this precise season. My child, I have been present with you in every private instant. I observed your calm persistence when clarity was not yet visible, and your consistent care even when it was not met in kind. This recent time was not to judge you, but to show you the deep fortitude residing within. Because of the firm resolve I saw in you, I can now reveal more to you. You are prepared for broader insight, a more profound bond and expanded impact. This is not about being without fault, but about the firm foundation I discovered in your core. Difficult periods are not primarily about making flawless choices, my precious child, but about the way you conduct yourself. It is about your inner posture when things did not shift, or when fairness seemed absent, or when your motives were misjudged. Even when weary and uncertain, you maintained your gentle nature, your receptiveness, and your trust. Your most profound questions were spoken with reverence. Even your times of difficulty drew you nearer to my presence, because you kept moving ahead, even when it was difficult to remain upright. I tell you now with joy, you have navigated this period with triumph. You triumph not by sidestepping hardship, but by remaining close to me through every part of it, not by possessing all answers, but by staying steady when understanding was unclear. You did more than simply endure. You preserved your authentic nature. When outside forces sought to alter you, this quality distinguishes you. These challenges arose unexpectedly, yet your inner being revealed your genuine essence to me. You did not permit bitterness to harden you, my child. You did not let delay divert you, nor did you see times of stillness as a reason to forsake your journey. And now a fresh degree of impact is emerging in your existence. This is not something you gained by striving, but something you have grown into naturally. It is a time for recognition. Soon you will grasp how those hidden struggles were truly roots to advancement. You are about to see how what seemed like an empty season was actually readying you for broader reach. My aim was never to trap you with hardships. My intention was to strengthen your inner being through challenges. I know you will apply what I give you with good judgment. The era of internal formation is now giving way to a season of external manifestation. Your private victories are soon to produce observable results. This is not due to your demands, but because you persisted, and what I am preparing to reveal will confirm what your innermost being has always understood. My precious child, veils have settled upon your understanding that did not originate with me. Ideas, presumptions, flawed lessons, and unhelpful declarations have obscured your vision, causing you to perceive your own being, your path, and your relationships in ways I never intended. Before you could discover your authentic self, you were instructed on who you should be. You were held within limits set by others who cast their own worries, imperfections, and desire for command upon you. This happened slowly through many spoken words, looks, and regulations until their viewpoints echoed louder than your own internal wisdom. You altered yourself to find belonging. You behaved in ways to earn favor. You adapted to the desires of those who asserted they knew what was right for you. In doing so, the unique attributes of your genuine self became blurred. Yet, my child, I never stopped observing you. I never ceased to recognize your true identity. I am shedding the pretenses you felt forced to adopt for others' acceptance. I am dissolving the false narratives that kept you hidden, making you fear you were either excessive or insufficient. You are not brought into being to be lessened. You were not formed to fit another's design. You possess a unique imprint from your core. No outside opinion, no previous error, no earthly pressure can remove this. For a long time, you tried to become what others admired, all the while muting the very qualities of yourself that shone brightest. But I am restoring what you concealed to manage. I am summoning the aspects of you quieted by uncertainty and bringing them forward with assurance. Your authentic self was never defined by your actions, but always by your being. When you are with me, you were intended to display something genuine. This is why you often felt misplaced, my beloved one. This is why even accomplishments brought no deep satisfaction. In your core, your spirit sensed you were inhabiting a part that was not genuinely yours. But that time is over. The version of you that does not chase notice because it understands it is already valued. The version of you that does not chase validation because it moves with conviction. You do not need to exert effort for this. It is already within you. You simply need to release what was never authentic and accept what has always been your reality. As you do this, you will observe a shift not only in your self-perception, but also in what you attract, how you communicate, and how you move through existence. You will no longer doubt your value based on the reactions of others. You will proceed with a calm confidence that no human judgment can unsettle. This is because you have reconnected with foundational reality, and this reality does more than just liberate you. It kindles your spirit. The insights I will next impart will not only affirm your identity, but also show what unfolds when you begin to live from that core. You have experienced being unnoticed in circumstances where you offered your complete effort. You have navigated periods when stillness seemed more pronounced than any words of support. In those moments, a quiet question often rose in your heart. Am I truly seen by anyone? Yet I address you presently with a voice that settles all doubt and reveals every truth. You have never been missed, my child, not even for an instant. While others might have failed to notice you, I watched every aspect of your path with careful attention. As they moved past you, I was establishing something enduring inside you. You are not simply one person among many. You are not merely a part of a multitude. You are not on the edge waiting for an opening. Understand, my child, why your journey has felt so demanding. There has been a divine reason for the intense weight you have carried, which seemed out of proportion to your surroundings. I have seen every moment of your path. This is why you encountered challenges others did not. This is why your way has felt singular, isolated, and often misunderstood. You were not born by chance. The pressure you have known was not a penalty, it was a shaping. Your life's progression has been observed with great care. Your worth is not something you acquire. It is already woven into your being. I am now guiding you forward, accelerating your progress toward the unique purpose I laid out for you from the start. I led you along a less direct way, not to trouble you, but to fortify your spirit. It was essential for you to remain steadfast without outward approval, to continue when clarity was absent, to persevere when others faltered, for your inner core is vital for the path ahead. You are now prepared for a profound impact. My gaze was not on your achievements, but on your willingness to align with my direction. When your determination faltered, you stood firm because my power resided within you. I have surrounded you with clear perception and wisdom, which others will now recognize. You will step into situations that once brought unease, carrying a calm strength that quietly developed within you during your time of stillness. You are not the same spirit who endured those tests. You are moving forward with an inner fire. This comes not from more hardship, but from a deeper trust in me. Upon that trust, I am now establishing significant undertakings for you. You need not strive or seek personal acclaim. Simply advance steadily, and the right chances, the perfect bonds, and all you require will emerge. You are never unseen, my child. You are being prepared for a time when your authentic self would be visible to many. What I reveal to you now will not only confirm my unceasing care, but also illustrate how I held back what was best until you were completely ready to embrace it. Certain elements were delayed, not denied or removed, but merely kept until the perfect moment. You voiced your desires, you waited patiently, you sought clarity, perhaps thinking some part of you needed repair. Yet the delay you met was not a result of error. It was a matter of my perfect timing. I held back specific components, not because you were unworthy, but because the foundational strength was not yet sufficient to support the complete scope of what was planned. Some blessings must be deferred until you have the inner resilience to sustain them. Now, my cherished one, I speak with clear intent. The limitations are lifting, the difficulties are vanishing, the season of restraint is ending. And what has been kept in waiting is now emerging. You have navigated the season of trials. You have moved through the lengthy, demanding stretches where no progress was apparent, yet you maintained your faith. You have endured the subtle whispers of doubt, the impulse to stop, the weariness of expectation. But in that stillness, something profound was being shaped. You could not see the forward movement, but something lasting was being built moment by moment. And now, what was withheld is about to flow forth. When it arrives, it will come with speed and fullness. This acceleration will appear sudden, but it is the natural result of your consistent trust. This revealing is the fruit of your quiet dedication. Do not be amazed when the very areas of your existence that seemed barren suddenly flourish. Do not be taken aback when opportunities that once bypassed you now seek your involvement. When conversations that once ignored you now focus on your presence. This is not mere fortune, my beloved. This is the culmination of what has been patiently prepared. Once this movement begins, nothing can hinder it. Not resistance, not systems, not people, not prior circumstances. Paths that were once shut will become fully accessible. Moments of waiting will become ideal connections. You will move from expectation to manifestation, from desire to having, and this transformation will be apparent not just to you, but also to those around you who notice. They will notice the advancement. They will witness the outcomes. You have longed for clear comprehension, for nourishment, for significant progress, for genuine acceptance. And now, these will begin to reveal themselves in your life, one after another. You will perceive it within your innermost being before it appears outwardly. You will sense it in the very atmosphere. Things are changing. Difficulties are becoming unstable. What has been concealed is about to become evident. Bonds are already taking shape in ways you cannot yet discern. This is not for a distant time, my child. It is unfolding presently, but pay careful attention. As rapidly as things unfold, stay steady within your spirit. Do not mistake this speed for a reason to lose your focus. Stay humble as these blessings appear. Remain receptive to my direction even with these fresh occurrences. Keep your focus not on the events themselves. I am not merely providing what you wish for. I am safeguarding your inner core as it arrives. I am surrounding your blessings with wisdom, so you will steward them with care. What is being granted is not just for your personal contentment. It serves a broader aim. It will supply beyond your immediate requirements. It will reach out to others. It will awaken something within those you were unaware were watching you. Therefore, prepare yourself. Release what weighs down your thoughts and inner being. For the place within you that has held anticipation will soon be filled with what is real. What comes next will complete a picture for you, my child. It is not that you were incomplete before, but that understanding will now be whole. I led you in ways you didn't fully grasp at the time. You let go of what felt familiar, even when it was hard. You made choices that didn't make sense to others, but you trusted my gentle nudges over their strong views. Real insight brings a steady heart, and now, my beloved one, that deep inner calm is taking root within you. You won't look to others for advice if they don't truly understand. You won't need outside praise to move forward. Your inner knowing will always show you the way. You will walk with a calm assurance, needing no one's agreement. Even those who once caused you doubt will see a deep shift in you. Your responses will be different. Your grasp of situations will grow. You won't dwell on what has passed. You will stop trying to go back to ways that are no longer open. You will quiet fearful thoughts and embrace what comes from trusting me. I'm not just giving you answers. I'm aligning your inner desires so you only want what is truly for you. This clear sight is not just a fleeting moment. It is settling deeply inside you. It will shape your choices, define your boundaries, strengthen your connections, and guide actions that bring lasting good. You will know whom to trust. You will see where to put your effort. You will sense when to act and when to wait. You won't be swayed by sudden impulses. You will be led by wisdom that comes from being close to me. I am replacing doubt with firm understanding. From this moment, my child, doubt has no hold on your path. It is gone. A deep stillness rests on your mind, my child, and a clear path unfolds before you. Embrace this truth now. What I tell you next will deepen your grasp and reveal what has always been ready for your trust. Your view has been clouded by things that didn't come from you, my beloved child. The thoughts of others, their unfulfilled wishes, their wrong ideas, and their partial truths have covered your inner vision. This made you see yourself, your path, and your connections through eyes that were not truly yours. Before you could truly know who you are, others told you who you were. You were held within the limits set by those who projected their own fears, their own errors, and their need for control onto you. This happened slowly through each word, each look, each expectation until their thoughts echoed louder in your mind than your own true voice. Because of this, the clear shape of who you truly are became blurred. But I, my child, always saw you. I never stopped affirming your true being. Now the distance between you and a clear knowing of your intended self is fading. I am removing every layer, every subtle falsehood, every distorted perception, every influence, even if meant well, that has kept you from living in full truth. I am releasing the viewpoints that came from wounded people who had not found their own calm. I am freeing the ideas that have tied your choices, making you seek validation from those not meant to show you the way. Even words of praise that kept you tied to a former self, a self you have now moved beyond. I am releasing you from those too. You are not meant to live within anyone else's idea of your being, my cherished child. But now I am awakening your inner sight. What felt obscure will now be clear. What you thought was your fault, you will now understand as the result of outside pressures. You will realize that some of the weight you carried was never yours. It was given to you as false advice. This stops now. The weight of a mistaken identity, of forced duties, and of fear is being removed. You are being restored to authentic liberty, the sort that brings you to fullness. I will now begin to align how you see yourself. I will begin to reform what others taught you to be. You will observe past occurrences and marvel at how you ever accepted the story you were living. You will feel a new strength emerge within you, not because you are suddenly changed, but because you are finally free. And those who previously shaped your self-perception might not comprehend this transformation. They might oppose your clear insight, for they found more ease in your uncertainty. But this will not stop what is happening. Your inner perception is being renewed, my child, because what is coming cannot be tainted by fear. You will begin to act with a deep power you didn't know you possessed. You will see past hidden motives. You will grasp true intentions. You will know when to speak your mind and when to be silent, not by guessing, but by clear inner guidance. This release might feel unfamiliar at first, my precious one, but you were made for it. Your deepest self has longed for this for a very long time. I'm not just returning your inner sight, I'm also rebuilding your trust in it. You will not question every move. You will not wrestle within yourself over each choice. You will be led by peace, not by outside pressures. Chances will appear differently. Conversations will shift course. Connections will be renewed. For once you see truly, you will no longer settle for what is simply familiar. So look again, my beloved. You are no longer seeing through the views others forced upon you. You are seeing through what I have put inside you, and the next truth I show you will make it clear. You were never meant to be hidden, for you were made to truly perceive. You have thought about those times, my child. Ways that closed with no clear reason, bonds that faded, acceptance that never arrived. You were left wondering what was wrong with you, what mistake you made, why you weren't chosen, even when you offered all of yourself. That rejection pained you more profoundly than anyone realized, not from a place of weakness, but because you offered your entire heart. You invested your heart into people, into aspirations, into surroundings with pure intent. So when you met with silence, distance, or being overlooked, it caused a pain no one observed, but I saw it. And today, my child, you need to grasp that the departures you mourned were not obstacles, but acts of protection. Though it seemed strange, I allowed their leaving. I closed those paths. I let the stillness settle, not to cause you suffering, but to preserve the core of who you are. You felt an emptiness. However, you were being kept safe from a course that would diminish your authentic expression. The ways you sought to keep open would have hindered your true calling. The individuals you believed you needed would have drained your spirit. Things did not unfold as you expected because you were guided toward a greater truth, untainted by falsehood, unmarred by compromise. I allowed discomfort to strip away what was not real. You were not exposed to humiliate you, my beloved one. It was done to lead you back to your true self. There is an essence within you that was present before any worldly definition. An essence honest, brave, filled with warmth and firmly grounded. And for that true self to emerge, the false coverings needed to fall away. You believed you were losing your footing, my child, but in truth, you were releasing untrue versions of yourself. You believed you were disintegrating, yet the burden of every untrue concept about you was being lifted. You did not realize it, but even your achievements had become a shield. Your strength was concealing your desire for genuine connection. Your triumphs were obscuring your yearning to be seen for who you truly are. So the falsehood was revealed. I permitted certain frameworks to crumble, not because they were inherently wrong, but because they were formed around a self that was not your real one. Connections that valued only what you did, not who you are, softly moved aside. Chances that recognized your external form, but ignored your inner being, came to an end. And as difficult as it felt, it was essential. For real wholeness comes only from your authentic self, not from a shadow shaped by fear, old wounds, or outside pressures. That is why the parts of you adjusted for approval were revealed. Hidden aspects of yourself were brought forth, not to cause disgrace, but to restore your entirety. The release felt like a deep humiliation, but it was truly a deep healing. You were not permitted to remain in settings where you were merely endured. Instead, you were guided to environments demanding transparency. For what is coming to you cannot be held by one who is not true. It asks for your real self. It asks for your full being, to embrace what is ahead, my cherished child. You must stand as your true self. The journey you have taken, even its hard times, had a reason. Every struggle gently cleared away what was never truly yours. Now, my beloved child, you will start to feel the profound liberty of living as your true self. Not the self others applauded, but the one I shaped. You will see that the ways meant for you do not ask you to shrink yourself. The work set before you will perfectly fit your genuine spirit. A calm certainty will replace the worry you felt before. This is how you will know you are not adrift, my child, but finally moving in what was always ready for you. What seemed like a new beginning is truly a step into full realization. The bonds, the resources, the clear insights, the opportunities given, they will come not by chance, but as proof that you are no longer searching for what might be, but embracing your true purpose. These blessings were held safe, not just for your pleasure, but so you could tend to them with wisdom. Had they come to you earlier, you might have seen them as accomplishments, but now you will bear them as duties. You will grasp that all that is given to you now is tied to something larger than your own comfort. It is for the benefit of others. The doors opening are not just for your passage, but also for others to find refuge. This is why patience was needed, for what you now hold once eluded you. You have been proven, you have been purified, and now you are relied upon. So move into this new season with confidence, not as someone beginning again, but as someone made complete. This is not simply a reward, it is fulfillment. No time was lost, no sorrow was without meaning. The uncovering was not to shatter you, but to settle you where you truly belong. You never lost your position in my plan. You simply needed to mature into the self ready to embrace it. And now that you are, the door you have waited for is opening, not as a new start, but as the exact moment you finally enter all that was preserved for you from the very first. There are still recollections that feel like deep wounds, bonds that disappeared, opportunities that faded, times when you gave everything only to see them vanish. You return to these moments, sometimes questioning what failed, asking why things slipped away when your heart was pure. But listen closely, my child. Those things were not removed to bring you suffering. They were permitted to leave because they were never meant to endure on the path you are taking. I release them not to cause you grief, but to aid your development. What departed from your life lacked the strength to stand firm on your destined path. It was transient regardless of your firm grasp. You saw their leaving as a turning away. It was truly a rooting. You mourned what was lost. Room was being made. You were not asked to resent the loss, but to trust its intention. Because what truly lasts is not merely what brings comfort now, but what remains steady when life's trials come. The kind of connections that do not just please your emotions, but protect your purpose. The kind of roles and opportunities that do not just give you notice, but reinforce your genuine voice. Space was being prepared for what your spirit truly sought. There were people you wished would remain, pursuits you desired to hold on to, directions you hoped would persist, but those desires were not denied. They were carefully refined. You did not fail because they ended. They ended because they were never meant to hold enduring importance. Your spirit isn't weighed down by what is no longer present, my child. Rather, you are seen as ready to embrace something more substantial. What is now taking shape requires a firm base, and such a base cannot rest on fleeting ties. Therefore, what was transient was lifted away, not to reveal a flaw in you, but to secure your steadfastness. Every parting was a step toward readiness. You were never intended to carry the weight of bonds that had reached their natural end. So anything that could not accompany you on your path was set free, not as a punishment, but as a protection. That which would have pulled you off course, drained your energy, led you astray, or damaged what was growing within you was gently removed. And now, my beloved child, you will start to perceive that only what is truly resilient remains in your life. What endures now is aligned with your deepest purpose. You will reflect and see that nothing truly vital was taken from you, only what served a temporary period. The removal was allowed not to create emptiness, but to free your grasp so that something lasting could be given to you. What you are now gaining possesses genuine substance. It will not shift with passing trends. It will not withdraw under strain. It will not fade when emotions settle. It stands firm in truth, supported by my favor. The bonds forming now will hold deep meaning. The duties presenting themselves will be clear. The doors opening before you will not shut in the next stage. They will guide you directly to your true aim. And when this arrives, it will not contend with what you let go. It will bring comfort to parts of you that you did not realize still etched. It will silence the quiet thought that suggested you were at fault when things unraveled. It will bring wholeness to the path you believed was fractured. What is unfolding is not a replacement, it is a fresh beginning. What lies before you does not erase past sorrow, it embusses it with significance. And you will bear all of this, my precious one, not as a heavy load, but as evidence that wisdom is found even in what is withdrawn, not solely in what is granted. Therefore, do not dwell in sorrow over what departed. Allow that space to become where your trust grows stronger. Let it demonstrate that insight is present even in what is taken away, not just in what is bestowed. And grasp this truth with every breath you draw from this moment onward, my cherished one. What lies ahead for you is not a random occurrence. It is shaped by purpose, and this time it will last. You learn to adapt for self-preservation, my child. You changed your expression, hid your emotions, dimmed your inner radiance simply to occupy environments that could not contain your authentic glow. You adopted various postures to find approval and wrapped yourself in coverings to shield your tender nature. I observed how you molded yourself to fit expectations that were never truly meant for you. How adept you became at projecting fortitude while quieting your true essence. Yet you could not stay concealed behind the outward form you fashioned for protection. This is why unease was permitted to peel back those artificial layers. You were not laid bare to humiliate you. It was done to guide you back to the unique blueprint I placed within you. There is a part of you that existed before the world ever gave you a label. A part unburdened by masks, courageous in honesty, radiating affection deeply rooted. And for that genuine self to surface, the concealment had to be set aside. You thought your inner strength was fading, but in reality, you were releasing assumed identities. You felt as though you were falling apart, my child, but I was simply drawing back veils that obscured your authentic being. Even what you considered great successes, my beloved child, had started to obscure the sincere yearning within you. Your achievements, while notable, were actually masking your wish to be recognized for your true essence. For this reason, I allowed certain arrangements to dissolve, not because they were inherently flawed, but because they stood upon a base that was not your genuine self. Relationships that embraced a part you performed rather than your deepest being were gently led to their conclusion. Chances that honored your external presentation, yet disregarded your spirit, were brought to an end. Though this caused you pain, my child, this unfolding was vital. For what I envision for you cannot rest upon a copy, only upon the true design I set within you, untouched by apprehension, past wounds, or outside pressures. This is why the parts of yourself you adjusted to gain approval were revealed. The hidden places where you kept yourself were uncovered, not to expose any failing, but to restore your completeness. The removal of these layers felt like profound humiliation, my precious child, but it was truly a restoration. You were not permitted to remain in settings where you were merely endured. Instead, you were guided to environments demanding transparency. For what I am preparing to entrust to you cannot be carried by a deceptive front. It calls for your authentic self. It calls for your entire being. It seeks one who can step into any situation fully as they are, even if their genuine presence doesn't align with what is anticipated. This was the underlying aim of your path, my child. Though you could not see it, every challenging experience served to uncover the essence of who you are, shedding what was never meant to characterize you. And now you will begin to feel the freedom of existing as your genuine self, not the self others applauded, but the one I purposed from the very beginning. You will grasp that the direction set before you do not require you to lessen yourself. The duties assigned to you will perfectly match your innate qualities. You will discover peace where anxiety once dwelled. This will be your undeniable indication, my child, that you are not adrift, but moving exactly along the course I always designed for you. You will recognize that what felt like a complete fresh start is in fact an opening into plenty. The relationships, the provisions, the insights, the opportunities, they will appear not by accident. but as confirmation that you are no longer chasing mere potential, but stepping into your true purpose. These gifts were preserved for you, my beloved, not simply for your enjoyment, but so you could tend to them with discernment. Had they been granted to you earlier, you might have viewed them as personal triumphs, but now you will see them as holy trusts. You will understand that all that is committed to your care in this period connects to something much grander than your personal ease. It is bound to a wider influence. This is why the journey demanded endurance. For what you can now hold was once beyond your reach. You have been tested, you have been refined, and now you are recognized as ready. So step into this coming period with assurance, my child, not as one starting over, but as one who has been completed. This is not simply a prize, it is the fulfillment of what has been. No instant was wasted, no drop of sorrow was pointless. My child, the path you walked was not meant to undo you. Its true purpose was to guide you exactly to this place. You never lost your standing in my eternal purpose. You simply needed time to become the one ready to receive it. And now, my beloved one, with your spirit prepared, the doorway you have long anticipated is opening. And now, my cherished child, you will begin to see that what remains in your experience is what can withstand difficulty. What persists is inherently connected to your true calling. You will look back and grasp that nothing essential was removed, only what served a passing season. I allowed the emptiness not to leave you desolate, but to free your hands so I could entrust something of greater substance to you. Yes, at first it feels like a loss. It feels as though something precious has slipped from your grasp. Yet what was displaced will not block your way forward. It will bring wholeness. It will grant you freedom. My purpose is not to give you incomplete satisfaction. I am not the source of almost there outcomes. I am the source of complete fulfillment, and I will not allow your ultimate purpose to be delayed by what seems good, but lacks the profound capacity to uphold what I have placed within you. I held back what would have consumed your time without true benefit. I prevented what would have lessened your true aim. I slowed the pace of what would have rushed you past crucial insights. There were connections that would have diverted your attention, opportunities that appeared bright yet lacked solid foundation. Public roles that offered praise but held no true divine approval. I shielded you from surface attractions that could not bear the true weight of your life's work. And while others may have embraced what seemed like quick achievements, I was grounding you more deeply. I was nurturing your inner strength. I was extending your resilience. For what I am preparing to give, you will not merely benefit you, my precious child. It will extend its blessing through you to generations to come. It required openness. It demanded liberty to unfold. Therefore, I cleared away what was insufficient. I moved aside what was misaligned. I concluded what you would have held on to merely from routine. And now, as that empty space lies open in your life, I am drawing near, not with a simple replacement, not with a rehashed version of your past desires, but with something directly from my very being, a completeness that will resonate as true belonging. For it springs from the very core of who you are. You will perceive the sacredness of the quiet time. You will experience the shift from striving to effortless reception. This coming blessing will not demand your frantic pursuit. It will respond to your surrender. It will appear in a way that confirms every quiet belief you held yet hesitated to fully embrace with expectation. You will not need to compel its arrival, plead for it, or doubt its inherent validity. You will simply know you will recognize my hand in it. For what I temporarily withhold from you, I always exchange for something superior. And the next provision I reveal will be so perfectly suited, so precisely timed, so undeniably clear that it will illuminate the reason behind every tear shed over what seemed unfulfilled. There were times that felt ordinary periods that seemed to be nothing more than empty stretches of endurance. Days when you simply sought to persevere without yielding to the burden of what remained incomprehensible. You did not grasp it then, my child, but those very days held deep importance. They served as quiet testing grounds, hidden assessments of your reliance on me, your steady resolve, your humility, and your integrity. The world did not see you. Others did not applaud you, yet I witnessed every silent victory. I observed as you chose kindness when harshness would have been easier. I witnessed your calm, my child, when the urge to explain yourself was strong. I observed how you responded to unfaithfulness without seeking to punish, choosing instead to turn to me in quiet trust. You moved through challenges that were unseen by any other. This very secrecy made their outcome deeply significant. No one applauded your efforts, no outside voice confirmed your path, and there was no guarantee your choices were right. You simply held fast to your trust. It was this quiet, unacknowledged journey that truly mattered. You did not act for any personal gain, my beloved one. Instead, you simply lived from a heart fully given over to my guidance. With each advance, I will continue to uncover more of what I set within your times of sadness. The next truth I unveil will show you how your most profound suffering became a pathway to your genuine purpose. In those times when feelings overcame you, when you couldn't speak, when only tears remained, I was present. You did not weep only from hopelessness. You cried because your spirit would not relinquish expectation. You shed tears when explanations were absent, yet you still held on to the belief that something more existed. And because you did not turn aside, my precious one, because you did not release your grip even in the pain, those tears have now become a sound that ascends to my presence, seeking a response. I tell you this truthfully, my beloved child. Now the time for mere listening has passed. I call you not just to hear, but to live from this truth. Let this message resonate again within you, not as a fleeting whisper, but as a firm foundation for the purpose I have revealed. Allow it to clear the last shadows of doubt and strengthen your steps. Your engagement with this truth does more than affirm your own path. It becomes a light for those still searching. Indeed, it supports my sacred work in the world. Join my faithful remnant, those who carry this authentic light, for your voice, your presence, and your choices are now an anchor for others. Share this message with those who need to hear, for their breakthrough is tied to your obedience. Know that my presence remains with you, guiding every step as you walk in this new clarity and authority. I promise to reveal more in the days ahead, to unfold the next assignments, and to confirm every true word I have spoken. Return for deeper understanding, for I have more to impart for your journey and for the world. Go forth, my precious one, with the peace that surpasses all understanding and the unwavering confidence of one truly known, truly seen, and truly loved.